Mark Lanegan and Nirvana have shared history with one another, particularly the Jury Project in 1989, where Mark Lanegan and Mark Pickerel of the Screaming Trees recorded 4 songs together with Kurt and Krist, most notably a rendition of Where Did You Sleep Last Night, which was released on Mark Lanegan's debut solo record in 1990, The Winding Sheet. The Jury sessions took place in August of 1989. A few months earlier, on April 14th, 89, Nirvana played a show in Mark Lanegan's hometown of Ellensburg, Washington, a small city about 2 hours southeast of Seattle. The show made a big impression on Mark Lanegan, who once recalled the following, quote, "In the spring of 89, Nirvana played a show at the community center in my hometown of Ellensburg, Washington. They completely blew me away. It was like seeing The Who in their prime. After 2 songs, some guy who worked there stopped the show. Nirvana had gone over their time limit because the local bands who had opened had gone over time. So they just stood there for a second, and then Chris started throwing his bass in the air, up to the top of this 20-foot ceiling and catching it with one hand. Meanwhile, Kurt was letting his amp go as loud as heck, and their road manager got into a fist fight with the guy who stopped the show. The whole thing was completely crazed, and this was in Ellensburg of all places. I still believe to this day, Nirvana's the best band I've ever seen." End quote. Mark Lanegan and Kurt Cobain are of course 2 of the marquee figures of the grunge scene, and according to Mark Pickerel, the 2 of them had a mutual respect for one another. The following is a quote from Mark Pickerel, quote, "I know that Kurt was a big fan of Lanegan's. They traded a lot of tapes and had conversations about different artists they liked. Apparently, I don't know if Mark turned Kurt onto Leadbelly or if Kurt was already a fan, but at some point, Mark approached me about playing drums on a project that he and Kurt wanted to start, which would really focus on blues, particularly Leadbelly's catalog. I believe we were also talking about playing songs by all the great bluesmen. I got really excited about it and was envisioning this supergroup that was bound for success, sort of to be the modern-day Northwest version of Cream. It was funny because, having been in a band with Mark for so long, his personality in the Screaming Trees was he couldn't help but be really the band leader. He is just a natural leader, is very outspoken, and can be very aggressive. The couple of rehearsals we had, I saw a different side of Mark, one that was much quieter. He seemed to have a great deal of respect for Kurt and Krist. At the same time, Kurt seemed intimidated by Lanegan's talents and vision.